wants to know what this means for Patrick Mahomes and that ankle going forward. What do you know?
Well, Sam, let the Patrick Mahomes watch begin. It'll go on all week long. The x-rays initially were negative. He's having further imaging done today. He'll get that MRI. Most people believe it's going to be a high ankle sprain that he's going to try to play through next week. Short of that, Patrick Mahomes is going to be out there for the AFC Championship game, whether it's in Kansas City or Atlanta next week on that neutral site. We'll see where it is. But Patrick Mahomes is not going to be at full strength for next week. He wasn't yesterday. It was the first time in his NFL playoff career that he threw for under 200 yards in a postseason game, partly due to the time he missed, partly due to the fact that he was hobbled. But he's going to have more testing done today. Again, the thought is it'll be a high ankle sprain, and he is expected to play in the AFC Championship game.
Yeah, see, Adam, I hear that. I hear a high ankle sprain, and I've heard guys talk about for years that can be a really serious thing that keeps you out for a while. So what do you think this means, Matt?
You're 100% correct, but we've seen this guy play on one leg. We saw him do it last night. And Andy Reid even brought up yesterday, Patrick Mahomes has had this exact same injury. Go back to 2019, ironically, against the Jags. He got hurt the exact same way, okay? And what did he do? Well, he finished the game. He played the next 2 weeks. He averaged 400 yards passing a game, had 7 touchdowns, no interceptions. He beat the Raiders. He beat the Ravens. So as a player, when you've actually lived through it and it's happened to you before, like, it's a very scary thing. Like, everyone like holds their breath, like, whoa. But as a player, he's done it. And so my only concern really is when he did it the last time, it was his left ankle. This time it's his right ankle. So it's the ankle that he's pushing off of. And then you heard Adam there just say, well, you know what? The championship game, the AFC Championship game, is either going to be in Kansas City or it's going to be on a neutral site in Atlanta. In a weird, crazy way, you know, if he doesn't have a lower body base to push off of, if all the throws just got to be kind of like upper body, maybe it would be better for him to be playing in a dome where it's 72 degrees, there's no wind, there's no elements, because he can get more juice on the ball instead of maybe potentially bad weather outside in Kansas City.
As a coaching perspective, a defensive coordinating perspective, this blood in the water. You can say what you want, but this is a wounded guy right there. I'm going to make him move. That was the thing that disappointed me the most from Jacksonville. 2 things watching that game. They never forced him to move, and there was no pressure on him. We talked about that offensive line going into it. #1 pass blocking win rate. Well, it showed up there. But you've got it. If I got to overload him, I'm going to overload. I'm making this guy move. The other thing is, can we please hit Travis Kelce at the line of scrimmage and not give him free access? Brew and I talked about it like this. Crazy. And to me, Brew, how can you do that?
Yeah,
go ahead.
You're right, Rex. You want to challenge Patrick Mahomes now because it's such a part of his game to want to scramble. You saw right when he first came in, you know, he wanted to move. His instincts wanted to tell him, I got to run for this, but my body can't, and it sort of slowed him down. So how do you go after him now, all right, if you play him next week? And also against the Jags, I mean, great year by the Jaguars. Great year.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's good for them to finish here, but I mean, with playoff football comes playoff scrutiny, okay? And I'm going to give it to you right now because I don't understand what the plan was going up against the Kansas City Chiefs. You have no clue where Travis Kelce is, okay? I watched all 17 targets this morning.
Did you say 17?
17. I watched them twice, just hoping to see. There he is right there with Trayvon Walker. Hit him. You're right there. You're a rusher. Hit him, reroute him. You help your coverage behind, and maybe he doesn't get that 3rd and 3, and you go ahead and get a roughing the passer. And you said this in the highlight. We've seen this before, right? The last game, every single game.
Jacksonville.
Interference routes, okay? Inside the 10-yard line in the red area, and they don't know what's happening. They don't know how to defend this. Mike Caldwell's the defensive coordinator, and I'm going to tell you right now, it's either you need better players to implement that scheme or you need a new scheme, because both games, you still don't know what the obvious thing to do, the number one thing to do when you play the Kansas City Chiefs, and it's take away Travis Kelce. And it didn't happen last night. And if I'm a Jaguars fan, I'm wondering that. Because going forward, this is a great team. This is a great team.
The argument would be last time they played, 9 different guys caught the ball. 4 different guys caught touchdown passes. Patrick Mahomes, we said it before the game, he's done such a great job of spreading it around. Last night, same thing. 9 different guys caught the ball. Like,
Okay, so what about when he gets hurt? When Patrick Mahomes get hurt? And I'm assuming if I'm a defensive guy, like he's over there on that sideline saying, Trav, man, be there for me because I'm hurt and the ball's coming. And by the way, Henny went 98 on you.
Yeah.
Okay,
How
and
about that?
he was, I mean, first play coming off the goal line on the 2-yard line. Let's go empty. There's Travis Kelce right there for 7 yards, wide open. The lack of awareness, as you can see, as you can tell.
Well, yeah,
really
I think some people
upsetting.
do that. They say, some people do that. The Patriots are very famous for it. Like, hey, you might beat us.
No.
But you're not going to beat us with number 87.
Don't bring up them old teams like the Patriots. Let's bring up the Bengals, okay? Because if you just put on the Bengals film and what they did the last couple times they beat the Chiefs in the playoffs in the regular season, you got a blueprint right there on how to defend or a clue on how to defend Travis Kelce. That's just the thing. Maybe I expected more from the Jaguars defensively. I just expected more.
Let me talk about a great offense. I can see you haven't played in years, and this Kansas City offense got you a little frustrated to sit up here in this.
Absolutely, Moss. Help me
Let me talk
with
about a
this.
great offense and what I seen last night after Patrick Mahomes came back in the second half with that injury. Shortened his passes, shortened his throws.
Yeah.
We're used to deep balls, the middle of the field being open. But what was Travis Kelce? We just showed the deep crossing route to Gray. I think that was the deepest throw in the second half. But if you look at the play, how they designed it, how the offense had to adapt to his ankle injury, shorten the throws. So am I worried about the Kansas City Chiefs moving forward with the ankle injury by Mahomes? No. If it was a shoulder, yes. Ankle, no. They're good.
See, but Randy, and that's the thing. I get where you're coming from because this offense is amazing, and you're right. Everything you said is exactly true, and it worked against Jacksonville. Here's what I know. I'm worried about. If I'm Kansas City, I'm really worried. Why? Both these teams already beat you.
Yep.
All right, the Bengals and the Bills.
And this was a close
both
game.
of you beat
This
you.
was a close
By
game.
the way, you had a healthy quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, I'm not feeling good if I'm a Kansas City
like
Chiefs fan.
schematically for a quarterback with a bad right ankle, okay? So like when you go runs to the left, okay, from under center, runs to the left, you now have to plant on your right foot and basically run a naked bootleg. Get that backside guy to be honoring that. Last night he could not do that. Like he literally was on 1.5 legs. So runs to the left under center, those might have to be out of gun. Runs to the right, he can still be under center. So that's the kind of schematics. They're going to have to coach around the injury.
Here's what I want to know. If you're a Kansas City fan today watching this game between the Bills and the Bengals, who do you want to see next week?
I'm voting for maybe the opportunity for my quarterback to be able to throw in a dome next week. I mean,
Rather than the home crowd.
I mean, it's crazy to say, but I'm just saying for a quarterback, and these guys, the Kansas City Chiefs do probably a better job than everyone else in terms of like taking care of your arm, like understanding there's going to be injuries and you have to have like that strong upper body to throw well late in the year. So he's got the arm strength, but in a weird way.
That's
I
where
don't know.
you want to play. Who do you want to play?
Do y'all think Patrick Mahomes care? He's happy he's moving his team, advancing the team to the AFC Championship. Do you care where he plays? Do you think the Kansas City Chiefs care where they play?
I think this is a big injury.
They should. Guys, I think everybody's crazy. You want to play the game at home. I don't care. You want to play the game at home.
Yeah.
So to me, that's it.
I want to play wherever Patrick wants to play. Wherever Patrick wants to play.
Oh, well, the truth is, even when Patrick went out, shout out to Chad Henne.
Yeah.
Yes.
That offense looked great
Game
with
ball
Chad.
Henne.
So,
98, baby, 98.
Could be interesting
All
to
the way
see.
down.
Let's look at the potential of who they might be playing next week. The Chiefs are in the AFC Championship for the 5th straight year and will face the winner of this Bengals-Bills game next Sunday. On the other side of the bracket, the Eagles are moving on and will host the NFC title game against either the Cowboys or the Niners. Let's get back to Buffalo to see what's going on as they get ready for the early game. Randy, here's your guy,
You're the
Jamar
chosen
Chase.
one. I need a big day out of him.
All right,
Come on, Jamar.
what's the big day? Give me something, Randy.
Big coach.
I say about, give me 8 for about 130 and 2.
Oh, that's all?
Yeah, give me 8, 130 and 2.
Bengals and Bills in Buffalo.
Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. This is NFL Countdown.
Coming up, how about them Cowboys? Before Dak Prescott faces the 49ers, while the Cowboys are still hunting.